Hello ma'am, good evening and welcome to the interaction with Uncovering India. It's been 2 years plus since the Navika Sagar Parikrama had happened, and you were one of the members of that wonderful voyage that had happened. In fact, a landmark voyage of all-women Navy crew sailing across the world. So how was the experience and how do you remember it? It's been 2 years plus. The memory must be still etched very fresh in your mind.
Yes, that was the experience was absolutely great, and took us 254 days to complete the entire voyage, and the entire voyage was full of lots of challenges and varied experiences. So the memories are still etched with us, and still raring as much to go back to the sea.
So what are the key memories you have, one of the memories that you still carry with you of that voyage?
The entire experience itself is a great memory because right from the start, how we started, and we started as novices without having any background in sailing, and then we picked up sailing in a matter of 2 years, and then we got into sailing and started sailing long distances, and then finally made it to the start of the project. So of course this entire duration we had wonderful memories, and of course during the voyage the time we spent at sea, and the time we spent with each other, the six of us. So it was a great we will always cherish those memories with us, and right now all six of us, as the project ended, the six of us are not together at this juncture. So of course we will cherish the moments that we spent together at sea.
So you had said that you didn't have any prior sailing experience before that expedition. So how did you prepare yourself mentally, physically? What kind of preparations went in for this?
So it was quite a planned training regime which was laid out for us, and we, like I said, that we didn't have any background with offshore sailing, so we had to start everything right from the grassroots level. We started picking up the basics of sailing at NWTC Bombay, and then from there on we graduated to from dinghy sailing, and then sailing smaller boats. We graduated to learning the nitty-gritties about offshore sailing. So we were sent to various schools and naval schools in Kochi, where we were trained in the basics of sailing, seamanship, navigation, communication, weather prediction, and a lot of other things that we needed to learn hands-on when we sail on the boat. So all these things were taught to us in these naval schools, and then we were sent to Goa, where INSV Tarini was based, and we sailed a couple of sorties on board INSV Madhe, which is also the sister vessel of Tarini, under the mentorship of Captain Dilip Londe. And then after that we gradually did a lot of offshore sailings, starting from circumambulating the Indian peninsula, then our first maiden open ocean voyage to Mauritius and back, and then to Cape Town and back, and that's how we picked it up. And it was a stepwise process of getting there, where we were confident enough to start the project.
So what were your personal experiences? We have heard a lot of stories about the various challenges you all faced in terms of weather and rough sea and the way you all managed the show. Still, personally speaking, anything that you remember personally, or that you still remember?
Yes, there are so many things that I remember on a personal front. It's when you are out there at sea, there are so many things which you need to keep in mind. It's not just, it becomes a part and parcel of you when you are training for it. So you are involved and you are completely engrossed in it while you are training for it. So of course it has a huge impact on you while, on every level. So personally, some of the moments that I still remember while we were sailing at sea, they were, for example, sighting the auroras australis close to when we were crossing Tasmanian waters, and then sighting a lot of marine, wild marine life and killer whales, sperm whales, and a lot of marine species. So there were some beautiful moments that will always remain with us.
So seeing all this, did it give you any goosebumps, any kind of feeling that was coming in your heart, in your mind, seeing the killer whales and all this thing that you must be seeing for the first time? Was it giving some kind of churning emotions inside you, or you were just taking them in your stride?
Yes, of course, we're pretty excited when they were sighted. I still remember when we sighted the first sperm whale during the entire voyage. We actually could not recognize that it was a sperm whale, and from a distance it looked like an island. And when we went closer to it, we realized that it was a dead sperm whale. So, which itself, and everybody was like so excited when they jumped. Everybody came out of the deck, and they came out, and on the deck we all sighted it. So of course those sort of instant moments, they remain with you. Also we had some sightings of, we had one of the best sightings of the voyage, which was of a whale shark that we witnessed while we were returning back to India in our final leave. So that was also one of the most beautiful sightings that we had. So these
there was also rough weather that you all encountered in between, rough sea and storms, sea storms. So how did you manage to weather the storm?
Of course, the entire voyage was full of challenges, and there was a massive storm in the South Pacific when and it went along for 19 hours straight. So during those times when in frigid cold waters and winds gusting as high as 70 knots, and the sea state was really high. So in those sort of sea conditions, you need to be really prepared for it. We had started mentally preparing ourselves for facing this sort of a condition few days in advance, and then as a team, how we managed to come out of it was itself a story. So it talks about how well we had been trained before we actually embarked on that voyage.
So it's been 2 years plus now. When you look back at this entire journey that you had all these years, what comes to your mind? How do you recollect it? What kind of thoughts come to your mind?
I think it's a great, when I look back at it, I feel that it's a great example of, how different people coming from different backgrounds can still go together as a team in the worst of the situations possible. This sort of a voyage has really set an example, not just for ourselves but for the rest of the world, that the team spirit that we showcased during the entire voyage, and amidst the situations that we had encountered. So it has made us to learn and improve ourselves also better, in addition to setting an example in front of the rest of the world. So that thing would always remain with us, and when I look back at it, and I feel fortunate that such a sort of opportunity was endowed upon us to take it on.
So looking ahead for the future, how do you think this entire experience will hold you in what state do you think? How will it impact, or what are the way do you think it will benefit you in the long run?
I feel that this experience of the last 4 or 5 years has really taught me the biggest lessons of life. And it has made me more mature and more wiser as an individual to take better decisions in in hard and difficult circumstances. So in a way, like I said, that I feel fortunate that this opportunity was given to me, so that I can, of course, if I had not embarked on this voyage, I would not have got a greater understanding of how I need to take better decisions at sea and in life as well in general. So such sort of expeditions and such being close to nature teaches you a lot of things, and I think it's a great place to be.
So in conclusion, what would be your message for our viewers, especially young girls who can look up to you, your crew members as their idol and follow your footsteps into the forces or taking adventure sports or in life in general? What would be your message to them?
I feel that when we grow up, we do not have a clear understanding of where, to the youngsters, I would say that in the internet we find out so many things which we can do, and nowadays there are so many opportunities that we have in front of us that at some point in time we tend to become indecisive of what we really want. So it will be a great learning to come to a conclusion of what we really want in life and then go ahead in that direction, because everything and every aim in life requires a tremendous amount of hard work, dedication and commitment to get to a certain level. So definitely my message to the rest of the world would be to to filter their thoughts and try and have more clarity about what we really want, and then work tremendously hard towards your goals. Of course, nothing comes easy these days, so it's keep working hard and keep striving towards your goals. That
and
is
something for the young girls. You are a young woman yourself who has gone through many ups and downs in life, and you have reached where you are today through your perseverance. Many young girls who are wanting to break free, wanting to come out and do something in life, what would you be telling to them?
I would just say to them that it is important to first explore things and then to take action towards where you are really inclined. Many a times we stereotype ourselves that we are confined only in a specific area of work without really knowing it. So for the young girls, I would say that it's really important for them to go out and explore the options that are available to them, and go out and be. These days it's really important to spend time outdoors and embark on more of adventure sports like these to have a hang of things and to get a clarity of what they really want to do. So for the young girls, for them, I would say that they would go out, explore. They should explore their options and then work hard towards their dreams.
And have self-belief.
And have the belief, of course, that they can really make it happen. Because change always starts at an individual level, and sometimes I think that we only confine ourselves and our thoughts that we are not meant for something, whereas if we had just given that one extra mile, we could have done wonders.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and many congratulations for the voyage, and wishing you all the very best for all the wonderful things that might be coming up your way. Thank you so much, Bin, for talking to us.
Thank you.